Saturday night, the UFC returned to the Apex in Las Vegas for UFC on ESPN 40, featuring a light heavyweight fight in the main event between Thiago Santos and Jamahal Hill. Let's break it down. Thiago Santos is 38 years old. He's 6'2" with a 76-inch reach and a record of 22-10 with 15 knockouts. From Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Santos was born into extreme poverty, taking up capoeira and Muay Thai to defend himself as he lived in the most dangerous part of the city. After serving as a paratrooper in the Brazilian army, he made his MMA debut on October 10, 2010 with a unanimous decision. He quickly went 8-1 with 6 stoppages, including a first-round knockout of Vicente Luque, before making his UFC debut, losing to Cesar Ferreira via guillotine choke. After losing by decision to Uriah Hall, he went on a 5-fight winning streak with brutal knockouts over Steve Bosse and Nate Marquardt, before dropping 2 in a row, a first-round knockout loss to Gegard Mousasi and a first-round submission to Eric Spicely. He bounced back 5 months later, scoring a spectacular spinning wheel kick knockout of Jack Marshmann, and followed that up with vicious knockouts over contenders Gerald Meerschart, Jack Marshmann, and Anthony Smith. After suffering a first-round knockout to David Branch, he went on another 4-fight tear with a decision over Kevin Holland, followed by a TKO of Erik Anders and a brutal left hook knockout of Jimmi Manuwa. On February 23rd, 2019, he headlined UFC Fight Night, engaging in a highly tactical and exciting fight with Jan Blachowicz before catching the future light heavyweight champion with a left hook as he rushed in and finished him off with ground and pound. 5 months later, he got his first shot at a title, taking on all-time great Jon Jones in an exciting back-and-forth fight, and despite losing by a split decision, he became the first fighter to win a scorecard against Jones. Following the fight, he underwent double knee surgery as he sustained a torn ACL PCL, meniscus, and cracked tibia. After recovering from a bout of COVID-19, he took on #1 contender Glover Teixeira in another exciting brawl, and despite almost finishing Teixeira a couple of times, he lost via rear naked choke in round 3. 6 months later, he dropped a unanimous decision to Alexander Rakic in a fairly lackluster fight. In October of 2021, he ended his 3-fight skid with a tentative and cautious victory over Johnny Walker. However, on March 12, 2022, he took on rising prospect Magomed Ankalaev, getting both outstruck and out-wrestled en route to a unanimous decision loss. A well-rounded and technically proficient striker, Santos has an exceptionally high ring IQ and possesses explosive power in both his kicks and punches. Jamahal Hill is 31 years old. He's 6'4" with a 79-inch reach and a record of 10-1-1 with 6 knockouts. From Grand Rapids, Michigan, by way of Chicago, Hill, a natural athlete, passed up on a potential career in basketball while attending Davenport University in order to pursue a career in MMA. Making his professional debut in September of 2017 with a unanimous decision over Alex Davidson. He then won his next 4 with 2 knockouts before getting invited to compete on Dana White's Contender Series 21, earning his UFC contract with a 3rd-round knockout of Alexander Popek. He followed that up with a unanimous decision over Darko Stojic, and in May of 2020 scored a first-round knockout of Kilton Abreu, which was later overturned to a no contest after Hill failed a post-fight drug test. He returned 7 months later, taking on Ovince St. Preux, stopping the UFC veteran in round 2 with a barrage of punches. The following year, he suffered his first loss to Scotland's Paul Craig, getting taken down early in the first round and then having his left arm snapped in an armbar while absorbing punches and elbows before the referee finally called a halt to the action. He bounced back just 6 months later, blowing out Jimmy Crute 48 seconds into the first round with an explosive one-punch counter right hook. And on February 19, 2022, he headlined for the first time, scoring a savage first-round knockout of Johnny Walker, dropping him with a right to the temple, followed by a 1-2 as he fell awkwardly against the cage. A dangerous southpaw who can move fluidly between stances, Hill uses his height and reach well to pick off his opponents at distance, landing his unorthodox shots from seemingly any angle. Will the tactical proficiency and years of experience against the very best be enough for Santos to prove that he still belongs among the best at light heavyweight? Or will the devastating power and unorthodox style of Hill be too much for the veteran as he continues his rise to the top of the division? Tune in Saturday night to UFC Fight Night Santos versus Hill, and let's find out.